guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to make a 3D ball, like a 3D pokeball, or you can do like anything that you honestly want to do with it. I've seen people do Angry Birds, I've seen people make them into Pikachus, I've seen people make them into a ball bomb, like everything, like anything and everything. So anything that's circular. Someone was asking me about a 3D GUR. You could do it the same way here. Basically anything that's circular, you can do this way. Okay, so you pull off a piece of string, I don't know, I would say about probably arm's length. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm using elastic. I don't think this will work with fishing line, just to let you know. So I'm going to make mine rainbow. Doesn't really matter what colors you are. Like I said, I'm only going to teach you how to do the shape of it. So if you wanted to make a pokeball or whatever, you can always find pictures online of what people have done and then just follow the pattern from there. But first thing you do is you take your string and you string on 15 of your first color. So like if you were making a pokeball, the middle here would be the black with like one white in it. I've also seen people, this is the exact same way that people make the 3D dead mouse heads, if you're wondering about that. What they do for the 3D dead mouse heads and for other things that are circular is when they make this, because we're going to turn this, we're going to like make it into a circle. They take it and they take like ping pong balls or those styrofoam balls that you'll see or whatever, and they put those in the middle of it. Dianexus has a tutorial on that if you want to learn more about how to do that and to make things like actually circular, because this is almost like it's circular but it's kind of square a little bit. Okay, it should be 15 right there. Turn off my sound. Sorry, that was Facebook. Yeah, it's 15. Okay. So what you do is you take your end of your string and you have the last bead here, and you already have your string coming out this way. So you take the other end of the string and you stick it in through there like you're making a ladder, but you only go in through that one. Okay? Like so. And you pull it all the way down. So you're going to get a circle like this. Okay, with the string coming out both ends. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you're going to take your two ends and you're going to match them up. And then if you run your fingers all the way down, you can pull it where the bead is in the middle, like this. Okay, so now your ends are both even. What I've seen people do is, because we're going to work with one string to do the top and we're working with one string to do the bottom of it. So I've seen some people who will tape one of the strings down, but personally I don't have a problem with it. But if it makes you feel more comfortable, or if you're having problems keeping it together, you can tape down one of the strings when you're working on the first part. Okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm doing the cool colors from like green, blue, purple over. I'm doing those on the bottom, and I'm going to do the yellow, orange, and pink on the top. Okay? So first one I'm going to start with is yellow, because I'm going to work on the top first. Okay, so you string your bead on one end of the string, and it's very important to make sure that when you're working on your top or your bottom that you use the same string. So don't use the other string that you're not using right now. Okay? What you're going to do is it's exactly like making a cuff. Okay? So you're going to have your bead, which is going to go here, and then, so you have the string that's coming through, and you put your bead on, okay? Instead of stringing through the very next bead here, you're going to skip one and go to the next one. So your yellow bead, or whatever color bead you have, is going to be sitting on top of one of the beads, okay? So that's going to look something like this, like they're sitting on top, like you're making a cuff, okay? And you do the same thing again. You put on a yellow bead, and you skip over one bead and string it through the next. And sometimes they do get, you see how this is where it's in the inside? You just flip it over and it'll go back to the way that it's supposed to. You have to like adjust these sometimes because they do get all mixed up and flip over, especially on the first row that you put on. But once you get past the first row, you're not going to have a problem anymore. Okay, I'm going to pull this string out of the way. Okay, so you continue all the way around, putting yellow beads in the spaces. There we go, that's better. All the way around. And so when you get here, when you're going to put on your last bead, you're going to have the string coming out of the one that you're not using coming out, and then you're going to have the string right next to it here. Okay, so you're going to see the two strings coming out there. And what you do is you put on your last bead, okay, and you string through the yellow, the first yellow bead that you strung on. Okay, and that's going to bring you up to the next level. And here we're going to use orange. Okay, so you take your strings and you should pull them so they come together. Okay, and lay those down flat. Okay, and now you take orange. Okay, and what you need to do is, you see how it flipped over again? You need to flip the yellow back over. So the clear is on the bottom and the yellow is on the top. And you string through the yellow. Okay. And you, whoa. Oh, okay, there it is. So once you string the yellow, take it, and you're gonna have to make sure to pull on both sides of the strings so it gets pulled tight. Okay. And so you do that all the way around, and you're just stringing on orange beads and going through the yellows. When you get to this point, what you're going to do is you're going to take your other bead, and now you're stringing up through your orange. So you take your bead and you put it through the orange, and then you pull it. And that's going to go up to the next row. So if you pull on it tight, your ball should start to go up like this, like a cuff. Okay? And what you do here is, now we are going to start to close the top of the ball. Okay? And how you do that is you take it and you take your next color and you string it through like you would normally. Okay? But this time here, instead of stringing on a bead, you're going to put the string through it. So there's not going to be a bead right here. So it's just going to be the string going through. And what this does is it pulls it all together. Okay? And you place one more bead on this, and you string it through like normal. Pull that down. And then the next one, you put it through with no bead on it. So when you finish this, when you go all the way around, you should have 4 beads that are sticking up and 4 spaces that you've skipped. And now when you get here, you have the 4 pink beads that stick up. Okay, and that's going to leave you 4 spaces in between. Okay, what you do with those spaces is you take your pink bead, you put it on, and you string through the next pink bead, or the next one of the 4 beads that you just strung on that are sticking up. Okay? And that pulls them even closer together. And you go all the way around, and you're filling in each space with a bead. Okay, and so that gives you like a square. Look, right there. You see the square with the purple? I mean the pink? The square. Okay, and that's what it should look like. Personally, sometimes I like to string through the top of it again to make sure that it is secure. But for right now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tie it off. And how I tie it off is I pick up one of these beads and I push it underneath and then tie it off like a cuff. Okay, so you take it and you slide it under so it comes up through the hole, and then I hold on to the loop here and I pull it tight like this. Okay, so you have a loop. You take your string and put it through the loop, and then you pull it down, and that's going to make another loop. Okay, and then you take your string and you pull through there and then pull it tight, and that's how you tie it off. And you would just do that a couple times. I don't know, typically for me 2 or 3 times is always good. And you just cut off your extra. Okay, and then what you do is you take this string and you pull it, so you can pull it where it's tighter all the way through. And now we're going to start on the bottom half, and what you do is you flip it over. Okay, and then since I'm making rainbow, it's going to be green now. And now you don't have to worry about it because there already are the spaces in between them, so you just string on your bead and you put your beads all the way through all the spaces, just like you were doing before. So stringing the beads through the spaces. And you string through the next green, and that brings you up the next row. Okay? And then what you do there is you start using your blue. So you go all the way around with your blue like you've been doing with your green and all the other colors. Well, except for pink, but keep going. And like, let's say you were making the pokeball. Top part of it would be red. The clear part on here is going to be black. And then it's going to have one white in it. And then the whole bottom of this is white. It's not that hard to make if you look at the patterns, like on candy patterns or all different kinds of things. It should be relatively easy to figure out. And now we're going up to the next row, so you string on your blue bead, and then you string through the blue. And now we're going to start to close it with the purple. Whoops, why do I keep pulling it off the thing? I don't know why. Okay, so you pull it tight, and then we're going to take purple, and you string on your purple, and you string it on, and then you skip one space. So you skip this one by putting your string through and not putting a bead on it. And then you put purple on, string through. Oops. And then you just put your string in. You don't put a bead on this one. Then you put a bead on. And then you skip. And you do this one more time. Oh, whoops, that one. Nope, yeah, that was right. Sorry, my bad. And then string the bead on and then skip it. Okay. That's going to leave you with 4 gaps. You take your purple and you string through the next purple. You do that all the way around. Okay, so you take it and make sure it's tight and you pull it and it should look like the square again, like this. And you take it and pull up the bead, stick your string through. Okay, so your string is popping out and you have a loop. Oh, hold on, let me untwist that. There you go, you got a loop. Pull it through. And keep pulling so it gets tight, and you have another loop. And you pull the string through and tie it. And that is how you make a candy sphere. Like this. And I just made mine rainbow. But you can make it any color you want. You can use any pattern, anything. Let's say you wanted to make, but you see what I was saying? It's kind of like, well, it's like not super tight and it's kind of flimsy and whatnot. That's why people put like the ping pong balls or the styrofoam balls in them, and that's what also makes them like completely like really round. So I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.